Good evening, everyone. Have a super Sandhyava.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Brianna. Good evening, Viduni. Right. And today we are going to discuss our last session. And Viduni and Brianna, uh, already watched the recordings about the constructions and the loci. Loci. Karada have over locus points and the drawing constructions, right? And the 60 degrees, how to build up the angle bisectors, perpendicular bisectors, right? Brianna, Kalada?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. ඒක අවුලක් නැහැ තේරුවා නේද? කරාත නේද?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, good. Right. And today we are going to discuss about the last lesson. We are going to discuss lesson number 19. Now, write the topic as lesson number 19, Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem. And the great mathematicians, Pythagoras, right? And he introduced this method, Pythagorean theorem. We call as a relations. Pythagorean relation. Right. Now, write the subheading as a right angled triangle. Right angled triangle. Right angled triangle. And Viduri, what is your exam date in your school?
21st of July.
21st of July. I think some Monday. Wow.
Yeah.
And the maths?
It's 25th.
25th or like something, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And this Monday, I'm going to discuss the paper, right? The full paper, question by question. And today, we're going to discuss the lesson number, this one, Pythagorean relationship. And after this one, we are going to the revisions also, right? Right. Now look at this. And you know about the right angle triangle. It's like this. There are three angles and three sides in a triangle. And one angle becomes as a value right angle. And you know this one we call as a right angle. And how many degrees there? Right angle degrees
90.
Yeah, 90 degrees, right? This one we call as a 90 degrees. Right angle. And the very specific things is here. The opposite side of the right angle. ඒ කියන්නේ පුතේ මෙන්න මේ right angle එකට ඉස්සරහින් තියෙන කෙනා. We call as a opposite. Opposite side of the right angle, and this side have a very specific name. We call as a hypotenuse. We call as a hypotenuse. Wow. Now you can identify the any right angle triangle, and you call as a hypotenuse the opposite side of the right angle, right? Opposite side side of the right angle, right? As example, this one is becomes as a right angle. Now this is right angle, and I name as a PQR. Now, what is a hypotenuse side?
PR.
Well done. And Brianna, you understood the
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is the opposite side. Therefore, this is a hypotenuse. We call as a hypotenuse, right? Now draw this one and mark these ones. Hurry up. Last one to make another. Hurry up. Right. Now look at this. And this one we call as the Pythagoras theorem. And this one you need to memorize. Now listen. The area of the square drawn on the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is equals to the sum of the area of the squares drawn on the remaining two sides. And this is a Pythagorean relationship, right? Now look at this. Now look at this. I'm going to draw as a ABC triangle, ABC right angle triangle, like this. This one's A, and this one's a B, and this one's a C. Now listen. And you know the opposite side of the right angle we call as a hypotenuse. What is the Pythagoras saying? And Pythagoras say the area of the square drawn on the hypotenuse. Therefore, and this is the square drawn on the hypotenuse, like this. And this is a square drawn on the hypotenuse. And this is a square, right? The area of the square drawn on the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares drawn on the other sides. Now I'm going to draw the another square on the side BC, as well as I'm going to draw another square lie on the side AB, like this. Right. Now everyone know how to find the area of the square. Now tell me how to find the area of this square. And you know these all sides are equals together, as well as these all sides are equals together, as well as these four sides must be equals to each other because these are the squares. Now tell me, this is the AC side. Therefore, area of a square we call as a length of side multiplied by the length of side. then area is becomes as a AC multiplied by the AC. Therefore, area is a AC to the power of 2. And this is area. Now tell me how to find the area of this square. The length of BC. Therefore, BC into BC. Then answer is BC to the power of square. Niyamini. Now, how to find the area of the length of AB? Becomes as AB into AB. Now, the area of this side, this square is a AB to the power of 2. Now, what is the relationship between these areas? And Pythagoras says the area of the square drawn on the side hypotenuse should be equal to the sum of the areas of the squares drawn on the other sides. Therefore, we can write as a formula AC to the power of 2 is equals to the BC to the power of 2 plus AB to the power of 2. Right. Now, this one we call as a Pythagoras relationship. Wow. Right? I think this one's very easy. Now understood, everyone? Brianna, Viduni,
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
yeah, right. I will ask something note down. Okay. And you need to write, note down this theorem. This is a theorem. Okay. The area of the square drawn on the hypotenuse, right? You need to draw and write. thumbs up and then the puthe lili verala. And thereafter I'm going to discuss such questions. Okay, Viduri, good. Priya is still writing. Do tamalina other.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Right. Now look at this. And this is example number 1. In the right angle triangle PQR, like this. Now I'm going to firstly draw the right angle triangle and name as a PQR. Right? Like this. In a triangle PQR, and this one's a right angle triangle, and I'm going to name as a P, Q, and R, and PQ is equal to the 8, right? PQ should be equal to the 8 centimeters, and the QR is equal to the 6 centimeters. And find the length of PR. Right, menna වැඩි. මෙයාව දන්නේ නේ. Right? In the triangles, මම ඔය trick එකක් කියන්න පුතේ. In the triangles, how to find the maximum, how to find the greatest length. Who is the greatest length in the triangles? අපි ගත්තොත් පුතේ as example like this. Right. Now look at this. This angle is an acute angle. Yeah, this one's acute angle. This one's also it's like more than 90 or something, right? Right? It's like a 91 වගේ තියෙනවා. Therefore, who is the maximum angle? Who is the greatest angle? X or P or Q?
X.
Yeah. Therefore, the greatest length should be in front of them. ඒ කියන්නේ කවුද? The opposite side of the greatest angle should be the greatest side. Lokuma digama side එක තමයි කවුද? The opposite side to the greatest angle. Therefore, this is a right angle triangle. In the right angle triangles, tell me, these two angles should be a less than 90. Yes or no? අනිවාර්යෙන් මේ දෙක 90 වලට වඩා අඩු වෙන්න. Yes. Right? Therefore, who is the maximum angle? 90 is the greatest angle. Therefore, opposite side of the 90 degrees is the maximum. ඒ කියන්නේ කවුද? Greatest length. Greatest length. Therefore, this side should be a greater than 6 and 8. මේ දෙකටම වඩා මේක ලොකු වෙන්න ඕන. Understood? ඔඩ දාගත්තද වැඩි?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good, right? And now I am going to discuss the theorem. Now tell me, which one is the hypotenuse? This one or this one or this one? PR. Yeah, this one we call as a hypotenuse. Wow. Now I'm going to use the theorem, right? And this is a PR. Therefore, I'm going to use PR to the power of 2 is equals to the QR to the power of 2 plus PQ to the power of 2. Now listen, this one we don't know. Therefore, I'm going to write as a PR square is equals to the QR square is 6 to the power of 2 plus 8 to the power of 2. Now, PR square is equals to the, what is the value of the 6 to the power of 2, Brianna? 6 to the power of 2?
36.
Yeah, 36. And the 8 to the power of 2, what is answer we doing? Rena?
64.
Yeah, 64. And the sum of these two becomes as 100. And how to find the answer for PR? You need to apply square roots. Now, PR should be, yeah, it should be a, it should be a 10. It should be a 10 because square root of the 100 is a 10. Or you can use the other method also. PR square is 100. Therefore, PR square is equals to 10 to the power of 2. Now you can write PR is a 10 cm. Normally, not right? And this one is a how to use the theorem to find the lengths of the missing ones. Missing length how to use the theorem to the right angles triangles, right? Yeah.
Yes, all good.
Okay, right. Example number 1. Then you can find the answer for these questions also. After that, I'm going to mention this question like this. After writing this example, right? Make a liwata pasta okay? Okay, done. Now you can find the answer. Now, there are two questions and draw these figures and find the answers. Answers. You can answers. Right, sorry. For here. Find the answers for P and Q. Try it. For a P and Q. Bala try then. And there are two right angles here. දෙකක් තියෙනවා. chat එකට දාන්න පුතේ answers. Right, answers දාලා තියෙනවා බලමු. Right, Brianna. Right. Okay, I'm going to discuss. බලමු පුතේ මම කියලා දෙන්නම්. Right. Viduri, look at the board now. Now there are how many right angles triangles? There are two right angles. Right. I'm going to draw the first one as a small one. Now look at this. And this is a small right angle. And this one is a P. This one is a 8. And this one is a 10. Then may බලන්නකෝ. Now 10 is a hypotenuse. මෙයානේ hypotenuse කියලා කියන්නේ. Now we can use the formula. 10 to the power of 2 is equals to the p squared plus 8 squared. Now 10 to the power of 2 is 100 and equals to the p square plus 64. Now 64 go to the other side and its change becomes as a minus. Now
36.
yeah, 100 minus 64 is a 36. And now you know how to find the answer for 36. Now you can apply this apply the square roots. Therefore, you can write as a p is equals to the පුතා කීයද? 6. Right, 6. Right, 6. නියමයි. අපි දන්නවා පුතේ කලින් question එකේ. Right? We discussed the previous question and there are three relationships. තුන් දෙනෙක් අතර තිබ්බ relationship එකක්. කවුද? 6, 8, 10. මේ බලන්නකෝ. 6, 8, 10. 6, 8, 10. ඔන්න කෙනෙක් හම්බුනාට මතක තියාගන්න පුළුවන්. 6, 8, 10. Now I'm going to the big triangle. Now look at this. This is a big one. Right. Now this one is a 8 centimeters. Right. And the whole length. This one is a p plus 9. And you know p is a 6. Therefore, this one should be a 6 plus 9. Now it should be a 15 cm. And අනිවාර්යෙන් මේක 15 cm වෙන්න ඕන. And this one is a q. We don't know. Now how to find the answer? එහෙනම් පුතේ අපිට යාව හොයන්න වෙන්නේ නම් q to the power of 2 because this is a hypotenuse. Now q squared is equal to the 15 square plus 8 square. Right? 15 square plus 8 square. Right. Okay. Probably. Now q square is equal to the 50 to the power of 2 is equal to the 125 or 225. 225. Palo sarap pahalo. We call it as a 15 to 15. And this one is a 64. Now I'm going to add these two numbers together. 4 and 5 is a 9 and is a 8 and the 289. Now you know how it becomes 289. මේ දෙන්න ඇඩ් වුණාම නේද එන්න ඕනේ. 4 and 5 is a 9, 2 and 6 is 8, 289. Right? And do you remember the square numbers up to 400? Right? 10 to the power of 2, 100, 11 into 11, 121, 12 into 12, 144, 13 into 30, 169, 14 over 14, 100, go, 96, and 15 into 15, 225, 60 to 60, 256, 70 to 17. May බලන්න වැඩි. Haha. 17 into 70. Now look at this 17 to 17. 7 times 7, 49, 4 remainders, and 11, and the 1 and 7. Now this one is a 289. Yes or no? Therefore, the square root of the 289 becomes as a 17. සාමාන්‍ය පුතේ මේක කටපාඩම් කරලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ up to 400 වත්. Right? Up to 400. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද? 20 square is 400. Right? Anyway. Now, Brianna, මේක තේරුණාද දුව? Nugegoda.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Viduri, උත්තරේ හරිද දුව?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Now find the answer for these two questions. මේක නා lazy. මේ දෙකට උත්තරේ හදමු අපි. One and two, sorry. 1 and 2. There are two questions.
Sir,
Yes, Viduni.
I have sent you my answers.
Yeah.
Did you check
Good.
it?
There are two answers. It becomes as a decimal number.
Yeah, I got the first.
First one, actually no, because look at this. Look at this. Brianna, what is the answer for the first one? Because first one is very easy.
It's
Because of
treason.
yeah, it's three. Yeah, it's three. Yeah, it's three. Because Viduri.
Oh, I
And
forgot.
yeah,
I forgot
because
to take the square root.
yes, because the square root is nine. We cannot divide into two, huh? Right? Api two ने divide करना square root somehow, right?
No.
No. Right. And I think you divide by 2. 9 divide by 2 is because 4.5. I
Yeah.
think that you follow that method, right? Okay. Right. Right. Now, this one's very easy thing because 5 is a hypotenuse. Then you can write as a 5 squared is equals to the y squared plus 4 squared. And this is a Pythagorean theorem. And this is a basic thing, right? This is a formula. Now 5 to the power of 2. And some students write as like this. 5 to the power of 2 very easy, sir. 5 to the power of 2, 10. Mara easy. Right? Don't write as like this, right? 5 to the power of 2 is not 10. It's because of 5 into 5, 25, right? 25. 25. Now y squared is equals to 4 to the power of 2. 8 the no. It's not 8. It becomes as a
16.
16. Yeah. And 16 subtract from the 25 and we can write as a 9. Now y is equals to the 9 and we can apply the square root of both sides. It should be
3.
a 3 cm. එන පුතේ මෙන්න අපිට හම් වෙනවා කෙනෙක් කවුද 3 4 5 අම්පෝ මාර ලේසිරිස and second one 6 8 10 හම්බුණානේ එහෙම කෙනෙකුත් yes එහෙම කෙනෙකුත් හම්බුණා තමයි sir and the other one 8 15 and 17 එහෙම කෙනෙකුත් හම්බුණා now look at this and y is a hypotenuse therefore we can write as a y squared is equals to the 12 squared plus 9 squared. Now y squared 12 squared is 144 and the 81. Now you can write as a 225 and the apply the square roots. Then y is equals to the
17.
15.
So I got 17.
Wait, 4 plus 1 5, 8 and 4 2 and 2 remain
225.
225 is 15. Yes or no?
Wait a second.
Because last digit is a 5. Think as a 17 in
I
70. Yeah, 7 7 49. No? Therefore, last digit should be a 9.
I did the sum 15, but I wrote the answer as 17.
17, right? Because 17 into 17, we did the previous question, right?
Yeah,
And it becomes a 289.
yeah.
289.
My bad.
Yeah, because, and you use the common sense like this. Look at this. And 15 into 15, look at the last two digit. It becomes 5 into 5, 25. Therefore, last digit should be a 5. It not becomes as a 17, 16 or something, because look at the 16 into 16. Therefore, last digit should be a 6, because 16 to 6 is a 36. Then answer 256. දැක්කද? Tricks use කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒ වගේ නේද? Right. Now look at this. Therefore, 225 is a 50. Right. Now we have another relationship. මේවා තව එක්කෙනෙක් අපිට ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන් right? කවුද? And 9, 12, 15. Right? ඔන්න සාමාන්‍යයෙන් එන ඒවානේ. හරි ප්‍රසිද්ධයි. Right. Now this is a thing. Right. අපි මම දෙන්න තව එකක්. මම දෙන්නම්කෝ එකක්. Right. Now find the answer for here. This one is x. This one is x. මම ගන්නම් මේක 13 and this one's a 12. Okay. Now find the answer for x. That's easy. Make it lazy. Yeah, well done. And Brianna, what is the answer? That's easy thing. Brianna, can you tell me the answer? And within is yeah, this one's correct. Right. Hello? In the hypertenuous, we call as a 13. 13 is a hypertenuous. Now you can write as a 13 square is equal to the 12 squared plus x squared. Now 13 square is a 169 minus 144. It should be equal to the x squared. Now the difference between the two numbers is a 25. Now apply the square root for the both sides. Now finally it becomes as a 5 meters. එක meters වෙන්න ඕන. හරිද? centimeters කියලා ලිව්වොත් වැරදිනවා. දැන් papers වල කරන වැරදි. Right? You are right as a meters. Right. Good. Right. I think now this lesson is a very very easy thing. මම lesson එක තේරුණා කියලා හැමෝටම. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes.
Now, right. Now I am going to the revisions, right? Now write as a revision, and now this is a revision exercise in your related to the in your textbook, right? Mama discuss කරන්න යන පුතේ මුල ඉඳන් revisions ටික because we have exam and Monday we are going to discuss again paper, right? Now this is question number 1. Find the answer for the question number 1. දාන්න බලන්න පුතේ උත්තරේ හැමෝම හදලා ලස්සන්ට within 2 minutes. I think 1 minute is enough. Right. Now, the price of the dozen books මෙන්න වැඩි. අහලා තියෙනවද වචනයක් මේ දුසිමක් කියන වචනේ? සිංහලෙන් we call as a දුසිමක්. dozen. කියන්නේ කීයද පුතේ?
12.
Yes, 12. We call as a 12, right? Hari, 12. The price of a dozen book of a certain type of the 240. Now this was very easy. Therefore, 12 books. ඒක දන්නේ නැත්නම් ගාන හදන්න බෑනේ. මාර වැඩි. 12 books, 240 rupees. Right? Now we have so many methods, right? You can use the ratio also, right? And you can use the unitary method also. Now find the maximum number of books that can be bought for 150 rupees. රුපියල් 150කට ගන්න පුළුවන්. Now 150 rupees. How many books? We don't know. දන්නේ නැත. Right? Now, how to find the answer? Now I'm going to use in the unitary method. Therefore, cost for one book should be equal to the 240 rupees divided by the 12. Therefore, each book is equal to the 20 rupees. That's the cost for a book. 20, right? Now, number of books, right? Therefore, number of books for 150 rupees, you can find the answer. 150 you need to divide into 20 and 0 0 you can cut, and 12 divided by 2 is a 7.5 but we cannot buy the half of books. මුදලාලට කියන සර් ඉතුරු ටිකේ මට මේ පොතේ භාගයක් දෙන්නකෝ. Can you එහෙම පුළුවන්ද? එහෙම බෑ. Therefore, what is the maximum number? You can buy only 7 books. පොත් 7යි ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Brianna මේක තේරෙනවද? විදුරි?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, well done. Right. Now this is a question number 2. This one related to the percentages. Now you need to find the answer for a selling price with 20% discount. %20 discount. What is the answer? කියපු උත්තරෙන්න ඕනේ. 20% discount එකක් දුන්නාට පස්සේ 85,000 85,000 and you need to multiply by the 20% and this is a discount. And 2020 you need cut and answer is 17,000 as a discount. Now you need to subtract from the mark price. Therefore 85,000 you need to subtract 17,000 from it. Now answer becomes as a 0, 0, 0 and this one becomes as a 8 and this one becomes as a 6. Now 68,000 is the answer and this is the first method. Second method එක කොහොමද පුතේ? 20% discount and therefore first I'm going to multiply by the 20% discount, therefore you need to subtract 20 from the 100. Now this one should be a 80. On එකපාරම වැඩේ කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? මෙන්න වැඩේ. 0, 0, 0, 0 and there are two zeros, 8 times 5 40 and 4 remainder 64 and 68. Now 68,000. එකම උත්තරේ එන්නේ නේ. 68,000. Right? ගත්තද විදුලි උත්තරේ?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Next one. And this one relevant to the indices. Wow. බලමු කාටද rules ටික මතක කියලා? Hurry up. Right. Now I'm going to discuss. Now look at this. X to the power of minus 3 and to the power of 0. We call as a power of power. We call as a power of power. And this one is a 2x minus 1 to the power of 2. And this one is actually power of power. Now I am going to simplify the power of power. Now listen, this is only one term inside of the bracket, and you know any term with 0 index, what is the answer? Any term with 0 index.
0.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This
One.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
1. Whoa. Listen, as example, x to the power of 0, just 1. Just 1. And I prove it like this. As example, 5 to the power 5 divided by 5, right? And you know 5 to the power of 1 and 5 to the power of 1, and use the laws relevant to the indices, right? And what are the rules about the indices? In division, same base, we are going to subtract. Then answer is a 5 to the power of 1 minus 1. It should be a 5 to the power of 0. And you know, everyone know 5 divided by 5 is a 1. Therefore, 5 to the power of 0 is also 1. දැක්කද? එහෙනම් පුතේ ඕනම එකක 0 index. කවුරු ආවත් නේ මෙතැන්ට මොන එක්කෙනෙක් ආවත් ඕන ලොක්කෙක් 0ත් එක්ක බිඳුවයි. We call as a නේද? Any term with 0 index becomes as a 1. Very good. Very good, Priyanna. නේ නියමයි. විදුනි මතකයි? දැන් මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ ආ. Right. Because
yes,
exam.
sir.
Exam අනිවාර්යෙන් එනවා, right? Now look at this. And 2 to the power of 1 here. මේ මුකුත් නැහැ. Therefore, power of power, we need to multiply their indices. Now 2 to the power of 1 into 2 is a 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by the x to the power of minus 1 minus 1 into the 2 is a x to the power of minus 2. X to the power of minus 2. And we know we can write as a positive indices. This one is a negative. Right. Now what to do? Now it becomes as a 1 multiplied by x to the power of positive 2. Divide by the 2 to the power of 2 is a 4. Now how to write the answer? X to the power of 2 divided by 4. Wow. That's very, very beautiful answer, right? With the positive indices. Mama negative ටිකත් අයින් කරා. Right? Brianna, do තේරෙනවද මේක?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Viduni, do you remember
Yes.
this one? As a negative one also?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Now, fourth one, and round off to the nearest second decimal place and the round off to the nearest 100. That's very easy. I think within 30 seconds you can find the answer, right? Okay. Right? And the rounding numbers is a very easy thing because we have to follow the same rule, right? When we are going to round off to the second decimal place, we are going to think about the right hand side, right? As I mentioned, one is the second decimal place, and who is the second decimal place? 1 2 6 7 3. Who is the second decimal place? What is the digit?
7.
Yeah, well done. 7 is the second decimal place. Therefore, I'm going to compare right hand side of it. Therefore, I am think as a digit number 3. Now 3 is a less than 5. Therefore, no need to add 1. Then now it's a 12.67.
107.
Yeah, 12.67. Now round to the nearest 100. That's very easy. Put 2 zeros. Honey, ammo. Round to the nearest 100. Put 2 zeros. And thereafter, and 100 have 2 zeros. I am going to look at the second number. 7 is a greater than 5. Therefore, you need to add 1 to the other place. Therefore, 48 becomes as a 49. Apoy, apoy. 4,900. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Now, general form the scientific notation, right? Find the answers. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. తప్పని తీయదండి అదన్ని පුළුවන්. Right. Now listen. And this one is in already in the scientific notation because the first number is between equals to 1 or greater than 1 and less than 10, and the other one becomes as a power of 10. Now how to write as this is a 10 to the power of minus 3. More or less with a one. That's a very easy trick. If it becomes as a 10 to the power of minus 3, you need to put 3 zeros up point and write as a 562. If it becomes as a 10 to the power of minus 3, you can write as a 3 zeros in front of the first significant figure before the 5 and put the decimal point here. Now answer is 0.00562. Now we'll just check. Now decimal points becomes as a here. Now 10 to the power of minus 3 is we have to move to the left hand side. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's correct. That's a very easy trick. All together trick we did it. Right? Any number you can write as, right? Now listen. This one is a whole number and this is a 6-digit whole number. Right? And what's the first SF? Yeah, 3. Now you can write as a 3.48005 multiply by the 10 to the power of, now look at this. This is a 6-digit whole number. Therefore, this one is a 10 to the power of plus 5. Right? Look at this. We have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's correct. If it becomes as a 6-digit number, the power becomes as a 5. Now it becomes as a 3-digit number, 10 to the power of 2. It becomes as a 5-digit number, 10 to the power of 4. Right? If it becomes as a negative ones, you need to put the equal zeros. Right. Yeah. Wow. This is question number 7 and question number 6 and 7. Find the answers for these questions. I will give 5 minutes. Hurry up. Now look at the question number 6. ABCD is the side view of the vertical wall of the house, or a side view, right? If it is required to fix a bulb at an equal distance from A and D, then matakati lesson neka as a recording thing, right? Equal distance to two fixed points. Matakada, what is that? Equal distance to the fixed point, circle. Equidistance to the 2 points, it becomes as a perpendicular bisector. Therefore, equidistance to the A and D, therefore you need to write as a perpendicular bisector. How to draw the perpendicular bisector? Like you need to get the compass and this is it's like a rough sketch, right? No need to use the compass, right? Protractors use karana, compass use karana mukut ne, right? This is a rough sketch. Therefore, you need to write as a like this, and this is a perpendicular bisector, right? Perpendicular bisector, right? And this is a locus points, right? Locus points equidistant to the A and D, as well as a 10 meter from B. From B, B is a point. Therefore, 10 meters. You need to draw the circle with arc length is 10 meters. එහෙනම් මෙතන ඉඳන් මම අඳිනවා draw කරන circle එකක් මෙහෙම. Therefore, this is the intersection point. bulb එක දාන්න ඕනේ මෙන්න මෙතන තමයි. Right. Therefore, indicate the position by a rough sketch. එහෙනම් මේ තියෙන්නේ position එක. මෙන්න තියෙන bulb එක. Right. Understood, everyone? There are two locus points, right? Equidistance to the 2 points is a perpendicular bisector. Equidistance to the point is a circle. When you're going to draw the circle, now it intersections these 2 points, perpendicular bisector, and the arc. This is a common intersection point. Therefore, this one should be a bulb. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම location එකේ එන bulb එකනේ. Right. Now, solve. Equation එකක් තියෙනවා බලමු. 5 times curly brackets, and we did the 3 types of the brackets: parentheses, curly brackets, square brackets, right? Right. Now tell me the answer for x. පුතේ මේක x හොයාගත්තද හැමෝම? Rihanna, දාමු answers විදුරි. Send me the answers for x. x එකේ answer එක හොයන්න මට. ඔයාලා දාන්න. This is simple linear equations. We did it, right? With simultaneous equations, and this was a primary thing. And Brianna, you already watched the videos? Videos at the Buddha? Do? And the lessons in the
Sorry, sir?
constructions related to the constructions. I already upload the videos. You did watch
I
it?
said, yes, I watched it.
Yeah. Okay. And we did the all lessons in the second term, right? Second term of lessons October, right? All lessons are covered, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all lessons are covered, as well as now Monday we are going to discuss all the papers, right? And this is only second term, and second relevant to the second term, all lessons are done, right? All lessons are done. Now we are going to discuss the revisions, just only revisions, right? And the construction lesson we did as recordings, right? As recordings, we did it. Okay.
Right, sir.
Yeah, good, right? And now you can construct the 60 degrees also. 60 degrees, perpendicular bisector, angle bisectors, and the four major locus points, right? You remember that? Construction, related to constructions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Right. Now listen, look at this. Now this is a simple linear equation, and this one have right hand side and the left hand side, and this one is a 5 into the, this one is a whole family. Therefore, and I told you the method is so very simple method, and the 5 and 10 you can simplify. How? Because 5 times 1 is a 5, and the 5 times 10 is a 2, like that. Aha, that's very easy thing. Now I'm going to simplify 3 times 2x and 3 times 2 1, minus 2 times x minus 2 times minus 1. Now how to write the answers? 3 times x becomes as a 3x, and 3 times plus 1 becomes as a plus 3, and minus 2 times x becomes as a minus 2x, and the minus 2 times minus 1 becomes as a plus 2, and equals to the 2. Now left hand side, we have to simplify the synonyms, and we call as the same signs and different signs, we call as the x terms, right? We call as the like terms. එකම ජාති ඒවා. 3x minus 2x, it becomes as a x, right? And plus 3 and plus 2, it becomes as a plus 5, equals to the 2. Now plus 5 go to the other side. Now x becomes as a 2 minus 5. Now, what is the answer for that? Get about the neck cover.
Negative 3.
Well done. Negative 3. Negative 3. Negative 3. Viduri, Opara, do they wrong mega?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Now look at this. Question number 8. Now find the values of the x and the y using the data in the given diagram. Right? Given diagram. Now this one's a ABC triangle, and there are three triangles, right? Actually. And find the values of the x and y. බලමු. try එකක් දෙන්න බලන්න හැමෝම. හරිය? Put the answers into chat. දාන්න chat එකට answers මට බලන්න ඕනේ. Find the answer for x and y. And y. Right. Now I will discuss this question. Right. Now look at this. Now I'm going to look at the BCD triangle. And BCD triangle is a very specific angles we known as a, what's the name of that triangle? BCD? How's again? Triangle BCD we call as a equilateral triangle. Right? Because why? Both angles are equals. Both angles are equals. Right? Now I'm using triangle BCD. I'm using triangle BCD. Now answer becomes as a x plus x plus x should be equals to the 180 degrees. Now x plus x plus x is a 3x. It should be at 180 degrees. Both sides you can divide by the 3. Finally, x is becomes as a 60 degrees. This is the answer for x. That's the first part. Well done. And next one, I'm using the second triangle as well as a using BAD triangle. Now look at this. I'm going to do a rough sketch for that like this. Now this is the extended side. And the extended side is to produce exterior angle. Now this one is a 60 degrees, right? And this one is a y, and this is also y. And what's the theory? The interior opposite angles, the sum of the interior to opposite angles should be equal to the exterior angle. Now you can write as a y plus y should be equal to the 60 degrees. Now 2y equals 60. Both sides you can divide by the 2. Finally, y becomes as a 30 degrees. Y becomes as a 30 degrees because that's a theorem relevant to the triangles. The side is produce exterior angle, then exterior angles is equal to sum of the interior two opposite angles, right? Do you remember this one? Rihanna, matagad duega?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Therefore, answer for x and y. X becomes as a 60, y becomes as a 30. Right. Now look at this. Question number 9 relevant to the formulas. Right. And we did it. Make simple r, the subject of the formula v equals to the I into the capital R plus simple r. Right. Brianna, you did it? Karada putega? And Viduni, you did it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Now look at this. V is equals to the I times R plus simple R. Now you have to make the subject as a simple R. So yeah, make simple R. Simple R. Now look at this. This is a simple R. Making simple R. Right. Firstly, you need to remove the I. Therefore, I am going to divide both sides by the I. Because the relationship between the I and the bracket is a multiplication. Now I and I eliminate. Now you can write as a simple R plus capital R is equal to the V divided by the I. Now simple R, you have to make a subject. Then capital R go to the other side. Finally simple R is equals to the V divided by the I and minus capital R. Now this is the answer. This is the answer. This is the answer. Well done. Now, question number 10. Relevant to circumference of a circle. Adho puti uttare. Chattakada daan uttara. Right. Now listen. Balabu. A square of side length 11 centimeters is made from a thin wire. Find the diameter of the largest circular bangle that can be made using this wire. Now listen. Firstly, you need to find the length of this wire. Right? A square of side length is 11 centimeters like this. And this is a square. the side length of a side should be equal to the 11 centimeters. This is also 11, right? It's made from a thin wire. And find the diameter of the largest circular bangle that can be made using this wire. Now, therefore, the length of this wire, you need to find the length of this thin wire. Firstly, we have to find the length of wire. It's equal to the 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11, or 11 times 4, perimeter of this bangle. Right. Now answer becomes as 44 centimeters. Now you need to find the diameter, and we have two formulas. And the first one we call as a circumference is equals to the 2 pi r, right? The bangle is like a circular thing, right? And the c equals to the pi d. Now I am going to use the c equals pi d because the question asked from me find the diameter, right? Therefore, circumference c equals pi d. Now I am going to use circumference is the length of the wire. It should be a 44 equals to the, what is the value for a pi? What is the value for a pi? It should be a 22 over 7. It should be 22 over 7 into the diameter. Now 7 becomes this side and 22 becomes as this side, right? 44 should be multiplied by the 7 and divide by the 22. Now that is the value for a diameter. Now we can simplify. 22 times 1, 20 times 2 is at 44. Finally, diameter is equal to the 14 centimeters. And this is the maximum diameter we can use as a bangle, right? Make the error. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Brianna, make head of the
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Right. Now this is question number 11. Find the perimeter of this figure. You need to find the perimeter of this figure. Find the answers. බලමු අද ඉගෙන ගත්ත lesson එකත් එක්ක combine වෙලා ආවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? Today we did the Pythagorean relationship. ඔන්න පොඩි උදව්වක් දුන්නා. Pythagoras. The area of the square is 100 cm squared, and this is a square. and these all sides are equals to each other, right? Equals to each other. Therefore, what is the length of the side of a square? Therefore, you can write as a length of a side of a square. Now that one should be equals to the square root of the 100. Because why? And you know how to find the area of the square? Length into length. The length of side becomes as a length of side. The product between them. Therefore, each side should be equal to 10 cm. Right? 10 cm. Right? This one is a 10 cm. This one is a 10 cm. And this one is also 10 cm. And this one is also 10 cm. Now look at this triangle. And this one we called as a right angle triangle. This also 6 centimeters. Right? Right angle triangle like this. And we did. And the hypotenuse is a 10. Oh, and this one is a 6. On the matakana relationship 6, 8, 10. Nikamutra avillane. This one should be a 10. But you need to find how to find the answer for CE. 10 to the power of square is equal to the 6 squared plus CE square. Now this one becomes as this side, and the 100 minus 36 should be equal to the CE square. Now 64 is equal to the CE square. Now I'm going to use the applying square roots. Therefore, CE should be equal to the 8 centimeters. And I put a method to track 8 centimeters. Now you can find the answer for a perimeter. Marale sini perimeter hena. Perimeter. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 8. Right? 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 8. Don't add BC. Yeah? BC add karanna perimeter is around that shape. Now 10, 20, 30, 36 and the 44 centimeters. And this is a perimeter. හැමෝටම තේරෙනවද පුතේ මේක? අද උගන්නපු lesson එක. Right? Brianna? You understood? Dua?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Right. And this is the end of the session today. Right? And Monday we are going to discuss the paper also, because we have exam as a second term exam. Right? And I'm going to upload the paper into the LMS system. Then you can download it from the LMS system and do it. ලස්සන්ට කරලා තියන්න ඒක. Right? And you need to upload to your notes into the LMS system also. හරිද? දාලා තියන්න අනිවාර්යෙන්ම. Right? එහෙනම් පුතේ හැමෝටම God bless you and good night.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night,
Okay,
sir.
bye, good night.